Whatever you do not plot. Please, I beg you, please do not plot. When you are writing your first book or any book, don't do it. Don't do it. You will thank me. What I'm about to tell you is going to be life-changing. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Mommy Scribbles. My name is Dawn and I am your virtual writing and self-publishing coach. I am super pumped that you are here today because this is the place we're going to finally write the book that you keep saying you're going to write. My job is to help you out so that you can help support your family by creating passive income online, doing what you love to do, being creative, and being with the people who matter most. My goal is to simplify your self-publishing journey. So let's have some fun with this, okay? Now, in the previous video, we picked our pictures and we organized them. So you should have a good idea in your head of the images of your book, okay? So we're going to let those pictures do most of the talking for us. But now it's time to start writing. Well, okay, sort of. We aren't actually going to write the story yet. I know it's a little different than what people usually do, but this is what I teach my students in my flagship course, Self-Publishing Picture Books for Beginners. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you're interested in that. But for now, when it comes to writing your story, I want to clear couple things up for you. Okay, first, you don't have to plan it all out. Not at all. A lot of people say that you need to plan your character, your ending from A to Z. You got to plan it. Please don't do this. Please, please, please. It takes the fun and creativity out of story creation. And second, you don't have to be perfect and have it all figured out. All the details will come naturally if you let the characters speak for themselves. There is a great book called 𝗥𝗘𝗧𝗢𝗏, and I'm actually going to make a video specifically on this book alone because of what it teaches about writing. Okay, now the third thing is that you can't make mistakes. This process of writing, the beginning, is all about exploring the world of our story. It's all about shutting off that inner critic and playing on the page, making connections and exploring. This is not a process of figuring out the story yet because it's just not. It's important at this stage to allow your subconscious to do what it wants to do and how it wants to do it without thinking or being analytical about it, free of judgment and free of boundaries. We're simply imagining our characters in relationship to each other, how they interact with each other, and scribbling down whatever images pop into our head. At this point, we may only have a general sense of our story, and that's exactly where we need to be. But if you don't have any ideas yet, that's even better because it gives you more room to play. When I first started writing my novel, I had no clue what I was going to write about. No clue. I had no clue. But you know what? It's turning out to be something totally surprising and amazing, and I love it, and I'm excited. I can't wait to share it with you guys. But not yet. Still have to edit. So anyway, we're going to do a little exercise, and for the next 5 minutes, I want you to write as fast as you can using a pen and a piece of paper. I know, doing it old school here. There have actually been studies that show that thoughts literally disentangle themselves when they pass through our fingertips, creating neurological pathways in our brain and releasing the stress and just getting rid of it, okay? Anyway, I digress. Without thinking, I want you to start with, and remember, you don't have to even know what your story is going to be about yet. I want you to start with, my story is about. And just write as fast as you can without thinking. And you just say, my story is about. And I want you to pause this video and come back to it as soon as you're done, okay? So, how'd you do? I'm sure you did awesome. So, writing isn't something that happens on the outside. The story is actually something that lives and breathes within us. God has given it to us already. In fact, when we're feeling confused or scared, excited, or even hopeful, we can ask ourselves, where does this feeling or experience exist in the world of my story? Doing this may actually reveal images or situations that need to be in the story to make it more dynamic and fluid, okay? So just really think about that and just ask yourself that question. Where does this feeling, like, I've done this with my daughter so many times. She's been like, Mommy, I don't know where to go from here. I don't know what I'm doing. It just feels like And I'm like, okay, well, what is happening in your story right now? Does your character not feel like doing what your character is supposed to be doing right now? And she's like, yeah. And then she goes and writes. And so I'm telling, just say, I am not wanting to do this right now. I don't want to write this because da-da-da-da, or I don't want to do da-da-da. I don't know. Just don't stress about it, okay? Okay, so it might be helpful to get a visual sense of what I mean by playing on the page. So my notebooks are super hard to read. I write as fast as I can. I don't concern myself with punctuation, spelling sometimes. I'm missing letters in my words, and I have to decode what I wrote. But the purpose is just to write and let it flow. I'm literally just writing images and ideas as quickly as possible without thought to whether or not it makes sense. When I do this, I am trying to find the life in my story. There are no rules here, okay? And I'm simply filling the page with images. At some point when I become tired, sometimes I just don't feel like writing anymore. I'm just like, okay, I can't do this. Sometimes it's after only a couple minutes too. And I feel like I've run out of ideas. I just stop and I wait till the next day. And guess what? When I wake up the next morning, new images and ideas have already started to form, and it actually lines up with what I wrote the day before. I cannot believe it. It's amazing. I used to worry that I would run out of ideas, but after a while of doing this, I have just learned to trust the process. And all I need to do is relax, sit at the table, and play. The Lord is going to do the rest, okay? And that's what I want for you guys, okay? Just let the Lord do the rest. Just sit at the table, relax, and play on that page, okay? So for this next exercise, for 5 minutes, I want you to write as fast as you can, starting with what I want to express through my story is ... Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. What I want to express through my story, through this story, is ... Okay, go. Pause the video and come back. Hey guys, Dawn here. Interrupting my own video. If this video is resonating with you and you find it helpful at all, would you mind just hitting that little subscribe button and the little like button? It really helps with the YouTube algorithm to get this content out to more people just like you. So yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thumbs up. You're awesome. Back to the video. Now, most of the time, we are taught that we have to figure out our plot first and just drop all our characters into it, and it's just going to fit like a beautiful little puzzle piece, and it's going to be awesome, and you're just going to have it all together. Planning every detail until we actually get to the good stuff. But I want to challenge you to try a different approach, because character and plot are linked. They come together. They kind of like inform each other. Okay, our characters are actually defined through the actions that they take. And their actions are informed by their attempts to get the thing that they really, really want. By sitting quietly and playing in the sandbox of our minds like little kids, our characters quickly start to take a life of their own. Like, kids don't plan on someone coming up and taking their toy. Nope, the conflict just naturally emerges. And when we apply this to our characters, we can watch them interact with each other. And as we begin to see these situations, we need to get it down as quickly as possible, because we will forget and we'll just it'll escape us. And so even if it doesn't make sense or go together, just write it down. Okay. Some of the situations may even seem contradictory to what you're writing, but that is okay. Okay. Because we are not writing the story yet. If we can hold it all loosely at this point and just give ourselves permission to explore the world, we will begin to fill the page with all sorts of images that we can draw from when we actually start to write the story, write the first draft of our story. So the world of the story is not the story. It can't be. We don't know what the story is yet. We've got the pictures, you've got the images, but right now we're just exploring, okay? We have an idea of what it is, but we can hold that idea loosely, which is going to allow our thoughts to just flow, okay? And the thoughts and the images are going to make sense together once we allow ourselves to just kind of let go. Let it go. Like that Elsa, let it go. I don't know. So this next exercise is going to be a little different. This time I want you to pretend that you are the protagonist. You are your main character. Even if your main character is a fish, okay, or a sense of direction or something, okay? It doesn't have to be a person or anything like that. Since we're dealing with children's books, you can even be a pig. Oink, oink, I am a pig. I am pink and hairy and I like to sit in mud, whatever. Or even a body part. Okay, you could be a body part. As your protagonist, I want you to write for 5 minutes as fast as you can, beginning with, if I were to describe myself, I would say that I am ... So, again, if I were to describe myself, I would say that I am ... Okay? Pause the video and then come back. So, the purpose of story is to reveal a transformation. When we take this unique approach, these seemingly random ideas begin to resolve themselves. And through the curiosity of a child, the lens of a child, we're going to gradually develop a more specific relationship to the story that wants to be told through us. And we're writing for kids, okay? So we need to really think about these pictures that we already have and really let them do the speaking for us. And we already have that those images. We just need to hold it loosely and just see what's inside. Okay? So for this next exercise, I want you to write, again, for 5 minutes as your protagonist. Okay? Pretend you are the foot. You are the pig, whatever. You get it. The most incredible thing I ever did was ... Again, the most incredible thing I ever did was ... Pause the video and come back to it. Let me know how you do. Finally, outlining is often taught as a left brain thing, as if it's our job to figure out our story. Not only is it not our job, but I personally don't believe it's possible. Einstein says that we cannot solve a problem at the same level of consciousness that created the problem. It's kind of like doing the same thing and expecting different results. It's the same with a story. We can't solve the problem of our story by trying to figure things out, but what we can do is be curious and ask questions about our characters at various stages in their lives. If we allow our subconscious to do this and allow God to work through us, we will inevitably watch our protagonist have a shift in perception. And they say perception is reality. So when they have that shift in perception, that's going to lead to the transformation. Okay? If we were to try and figure everything out now, we probably would just get frustrated and forget the whole thing. Okay? Our job at this point is to just imagine our characters interacting with each other, writing down the images and ideas that emerge. And because this is a children's book, we don't have to do a lot of like imagery type stuff and a whole bunch of descriptions, but we really do want, like, if you were writing a book about the ABCs, I mean, you would literally, the purpose of your book would be to teach the ABCs. And how are you going to do that? How is the child that you're speaking to going to understand the ABCs in a new way? Okay. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever written a story like this before. And if not, tell me what you think about this unique approach. I would love to hear what you come up with. And remember, you can do this. I believe in you because you are uniquely, awesomely you. Until next time, keep scribbling.